Let's try building the major scales in different keys. Again, we do this by using the major scale formula and starting it on any one of the 12 notes of the musical alphabet, creating a major scale in the key of that starting note. As we learned before, even when the letter notes change, the relationship between the scale degrees remains constant. This is why we can transpose songs in different keys and they sound basically the same. It's because the relationships between the notes or scale degrees is the same. Let's get started by building a major scale off the note C. C is the first note of the scale, so it's the root or note 1, but there's actually no interval quite yet. Our first interval is from 1 to 2, a whole step, so we're going to skip over the note C sharp, D flat, and land on the note D. Next, we have another whole step, so we're going to skip over D sharp, E flat to land on E, which is the note 3. Between 3 and 4, we only have a half step, so we're going to go straight from E to F. From 4 to 5 is another whole step, so we're going to skip over that F sharp and land on G. A whole step from 5 to 6, so we're going to skip over G sharp and land on A. Another whole step from 6 up to 7, which is A up to B. And then finally a half step from 7 up to our octave, or the note 1, which is B up to C. So we end up with a major scale that has no sharps and flats, which is usually why C major is considered the easiest key or the first one to learn. All 12 major scales are unique, so C major is the only key with no sharps and flats. All right, now let's try building a major scale off the note G. Again, G is the note 1, that's just our starting point. Our first interval is from 1 up to 2, a whole step, and that's G up to the note A. From 2 up to 3 is a whole step, and that's going to be A up to the note B. A half step from 3 to 4, which is B up to C. A whole step from 4 up to 5, that's C up to D. A whole step from 5 to 6, that's D up to E. One last whole step from 6 up to 7, which is going to be E up to F sharp. And finally, a half step from 7 up to our octave, the note 1, which is F sharp up to G. So now we have our G major scale, and it appears to be really similar to C major. The only note different is going to be that F sharp. By the way, G major is going to be the only major key that has just an F sharp. But more importantly, even the notes that the two different keys share are going to be different scale degrees, which means they're going to sound and feel differently in the key of G. All right, one more in the key of E major. E's your starting note. The first interval is going to be 1 up to 2, E to F sharp. 2 to 3 is a whole step, that's F sharp to G sharp. Half step from 3 to 4, that's G sharp up to A. Whole step from 4 to 5, that's A up to B. Whole step from 5 to 6, that's B up to C sharp. Whole step from 6 to 7, that's C sharp up to D sharp. And a half step from 7 up to 1, that's D sharp up to E. Now this scale looks very different with 4 sharps. Different major scale, but the relationships between scale degrees are the same.